And we should be live. Let me check. Come on. Alright, it looks like we are live. I'll just read. Pixie says, let's go. I don't care about waiting. This is my calling. Glad to hear that I picked a good one, it seems. But yes, if we are definitely live, and we are awesome. So today we'll be jumping into Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. I played, I guess, just under 2 hours of this game last night, just to get a feel for it. And so I think now's actually a decent time to get started on the live stream. Admittedly, it's not too much time to play for this kind of game, but I do have some experience with the genre in general. Claire Fan says, I love YouTube ads. Yeah, don't we all, right? Pixie says, long time no see, Ace. Well, welcome back, Pixie. This game did actually come recommended from some of my viewers, so I decided to pick it for that particular reason. Now, Claire Fan says, this game is so good. I actually agree from what I've played of it, although I have not actually played it all the way through yet. And we will actually be restarting the campaign right from the get-go, so I wonder if it'll actually keep my progress or if that I have to do all from the beginning again or so. It doesn't really matter to me, but yeah, it says all of them. Oh, it will be saved. That's interesting. So we'll play it on normal. And I'll let the story play out.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills, and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up.
As we see her messing with the ailerons and the tail rudder. Also, an F-104 of all things is not an aircraft. Of all the aircrafts, I would not want to fly without being able to turn. An F-104 is probably really far up there, especially because it was known for being, well, a difficult plane for new pilots.
So,
And one that was
you are
prone to stalls.
straight up.
Probably not something you want to fly without being able to turn.
Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osius fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Crap. You should have put in my best with this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Alright, so let me read some of the comments here. Pixie says, generic tomboy. Claire Fan says, to Siege, I couldn't find your channel. Bitter Brit says, the plot of the game is a mess, but the gameplay is fun. Yep. Pixie says, I don't know why the Oceans would allow a man to get an F-104.
You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Grays Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that?
There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead.
How is that possible? The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
Pixie says F-104 immediately crashes. There were F-4s in the yard. Yep. JC says, hi Ace, have you played any other Ace Combat games? I've played 2 others. I've played 6, and I've played... Technically, I guess you could argue 3, but I played Assault, a little bit of Assault Horizon, and then the Assault Horizon 0, or whatever it is, for the DS, or 3DS. Pixie goes, Bert. Siege says, Wolf of Germania. Maybe try a spot... Comment under one of Arch's videos and reply. Okay. Claire Fan says he killed a woman not alive. Siege says, hello Ace. Pixie says, to be fair, it was a F-104. F-104 was a... I do think the F-104 was something of an underrated aircraft to some degrees, but there is a lot to criticize it for. The problem with the F-104 was that it was a very difficult aircraft for new pilots to fly, and was very prone to accidents. This is nothing particularly new in aviation history. I can think of a few other examples of aircraft that actually have a positive reputation that were also known for being notoriously difficult to fly, such as the Sopwith Camel, the F-4U Corsair. Both of those are considered classics, but they were also known for being very accident prone at the exact same time. Claire Fan said to Siege, okay dude. Pixie says, bro, it's just MiG-21s and U-95s, don't worry. West Germans used it as CAS. Alright. Claire Fan says, damn dude, you sound congested. I don't think I'm that congested, but we will see. Let's see what the upgrade tree has. So it did actually keep the stuff that I had already upgraded. Again, I only spent a few hours testing this out, but I was able to get myself an F-14 and an A-10, so there's that, as well as some new upgrades here and there. Alright. So we did unlock the F-104. Although I want to kind of play the aircraft that were available at the time of each level. So we will go with this. Some of these. And I get to select parts. Cool. So some slot limits. So I can increase acceleration. That'll be useful. The icing system will come in handy a little bit. So I can improve that, which increases standard missile power. That looks good. So let's go ahead. Pixie says F-14 is good. I like the F-14. I really do. Just saying the Russian tea is godly. Fairfan says F-14 is bad in this game. Aww. Well, the F-14 is known for being an interceptor, so it's all about, well, using its speed and the long range of its missiles to shoot down enemies from afar, then just zoom out of danger. It's not, the F-14 wasn't really meant for turn fights. DY says those that worked with the F-100 before did better, at least before the age problem caught up with it.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron. Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. The situation is tight.
Alright, let's go ahead and get off the ground.
Good luck.
Control, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Good luck. Column Squadron and your wing.
We are airborne.
Take off and form up with Mage 1. Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do
Pixie says make sure to kill the Pyro MiG-21 Ace. Okay. Not sure where that'll be, but we will find it, and we should hopefully deal with it.
Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts.
Now, the upgraded missiles should come in handy.
Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers.
Deleted.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
I mean, this is the tutorial section, but...
Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
There they are.
There it is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken.
Pixie says the F-15 is the bread and butter of ace combat. No mercy for the MiG-21.
They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
So we should be able to engage multiples with these AAMs here, so that'll be nice. Once we are in range.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Bandit evaded the attack.
Enemy support.
Looks like we got them both.
Should make the job easier. Destroy the target. Target
And
confirmed
delete it.
down. Looking good, Mage 2. Mage 2, target's in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet. Trigger, what's your special weapon?
Fox 3.
That should do it.
That's it. It's great when it's simple.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Oh, there, Trigger. Settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander.
There's Pyro.
6 covered, sir.
Radio.
It looks like we are in a good position.
Enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups.
Got him.
Drones. Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs. I can't tell them apart.
Alright, so, Pyro down, we will go ahead and focus on the southern group here with speed and hopefully be able to take out the northern group as soon as that's done. We probably want to hurry, so we will go ahead and switch back to the AAMs. Once we're within range of the bombers here, we will delete those, and we will continue on our merry little way. So is there some sort of bonus to destroying Pyro?
Behind target and ready to attack.
Locked. Harbor facilities and carrier destroyed. Combat mission accomplished. Critical Harbor package. Just in over the hangars and runways.
One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
So we've destroyed the bombers and we've
Any
dealt
person
with...
second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
There we go. We are almost out of AAMs. What is going on to the stream? It should be... It's slowed down for some reason. Oh, there it's gone back to normal. That's weird. Okay.
Enemy bomber hit, but still airborne. Finish it off. Missile evaded.
Down.
To Golem and Mage. Job well done.
Fairfan says I will stand by the A10. It's
Shows
good.
no sign of bandits.
Pixie says the A10 is good, but I like the F-15E.
Good going, Mage 2.
And Murderous Kitten says the F-15 is the most boring plane in Ace Combat.
Slow
Also,
down.
greetings,
It's
Ace.
just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to
Pixie
make it
says,
back
yeah,
up
it's
easy here.
popular, but it isn't boring.
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
I don't know what is going on with the frame rate for the stream, because it should be running much better than it is. It's looking fine on my end, but
Return to base and report
for the actual in-game stuff. But for whatever reason, stream doesn't seem to be doing it that well. Murderous Kitten says, well, I prefer small, fast, and nimble planes.
I am Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
Alright. So we did kill Pyro, so let's see how that helps us. We get some sort of special bonus or something. That'll be interesting. For me, the Ace Combat games, what I've played of them, it's a case of the aircraft. You have various types of aircraft that are suited best for certain jobs. The A-10, of course, being a good ground attacker, and something like.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base.
All right.
We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
That seems like a very early assessment. So Pyro actually gave me another full 1,000, which itself is actually a decent little boost there, so that's nice. So we got another skin, okay.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit.
Fairfan says ENN fake news.
Refugees
Yep.
swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head to head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world.
Well, the space elevator was an actual project in the mid-2000s that just, from what I recall, didn't go anywhere. So I think both are taking inspiration from that real-life attempt at a space elevator.
President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went
So
from
she
being
got
at
knocked
peace
out, managed to
being at
land
war.
an F-104 that can't even turn, and somehow survived it. That's kind of BS in my opinion, but I digress.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats. And the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
So, anyways, yeah, Pixie says West German pilots would like to discuss. That survives F-104 crash, utter BS. DY says it's called plot armor, I think, lol. Fair Fan says, oh, it gets more BS later. Oh, joy. Murderous Kitten says, strong, independent woman can survive F-104 crash, no problem. Feminists would be proud.
That we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns.
I don't know how, but okay.
Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Well, I might want to do a ground attack of some description in this, so... Although, you might be onto something with the AAMs. Let's go ahead and do the rate. What do I want for my aircraft tree? Well, I might actually go ahead and purchase... I might go, ooh, Captain Caboose buys $50. Or gives me, says, sorry, Captain Caboose donates $50 to say F-14 best, goodest plane. F-14 love. You know what? You're right. We need the F-14. We will actually upgrade it with more AAMs. It is a gorgeous plane after all. I'll even give it the ground pounders. Increases special missile load limit. Hasn't been unlocked yet. What do I... Oh, yeah, I need the Mirage. Okay, yeah, I'll just buy that. Just for the sake of it, we'll get ourselves a brand new plane. But we will also get the ability to carry more of those missiles, which will come in handy, I am sure. Pixie, everyone wants the F-14. We will be getting the F-14. Murderous Kitten says, to Siege, indeed, but I am old grumpy boomer. No girl can tolerate... Oh, you can always find someone, I'm sure. Don't worry. There we go. I mean, technically I should pick up the A-10 or something, but no, we are going for the F-14 The A-10 can wait till next mission. There we go. And thank you very much again for that $50 super chat there, Captain Caboose. You are awesome. Really. Okay, so let's select the parts. This is this aircraft is meant to be an interceptor, so we will go ahead with this particular loadout.
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
I recall doing some looking around. I actually got myself an airplane magazine a few years back and saw that you could actually buy old used military jets. For example, now these do vary in price, but I think I saw, for one example, someone had a MiG-21 up for sale for about $40,000. By no means cheap, but assuming the thing could fly, that is a pretty darn good deal. I'm just saying.
Current target is on rails. There's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry.
That's a lot of AAMs we got.
Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
So basically we're doing some wild weasel work at the start here, which is not something that the F-14 is really designed for, but
They should be close.
Target eliminated. Yep, good work. Intercept! Fire the AA! Complete our vehicle out of there! Hostile eliminated.
deleted.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors.
Now, one thing that did annoy me when I first tried this mission was I did use some ground pounder bombs and found, to my annoyance, that I couldn't just drop bombs on the planes that were taxiing on the runways. Which is a silly decision.
It's reliable, so trust your radars.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work.
We missed. That's
Radar
unfortunate.
vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Let's try hitting some of these guys at least.
Fox 2.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Redo the setup. Here's some feedback from those war merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand.
Solo 1, Fox 2.
Alright.
Tread the radar network.
Whoa!
Keep your mind focused. Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
Painted in my sight. Locked on. Mark 2.
He's down.
The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too. All transports have been destroyed, but what were they carrying?
Well, those are at least down.
So they're trying to end this quickly.
We hit him, but I don't think that was a killing blow, but that is. Woo! That's a problem.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
5 targets remaining.
Come on, you. Got him. Yeah, sure.
4 targets remaining.
Wait, so you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
3 targets remaining.
I did take some hits apparently, but
Box 2. Launch preparations complete.
how many of these guys can I get? One? I can get one. Okay.
UAVs ready to launch. Away.
Alright. The Fen says too close. Yep. Aspire says could almost see your allies' patches at that distance. Indeed.
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait.
Destroy all ground gets us something. Oh, cool.
You're clear to engage. They're probably
I will
hostile.
destroy all ground
Judging by
then.
the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat
Alright.
clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them.
Oh, let's take out Jester
This
here.
is Column 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are
Ah,
drones.
we missed. That's okay.
Column 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
There we go. Now,
War can change in an instant. Get over it.
let's go ahead and pop off some of these AAMs.
Box 2.
Some of these will miss. Some of these should at least hit, but
Feels like I'm riding a roller coaster.
apparently not.
Lockdown bandit. Hostile on your back. Watch out.
Come here, you. We are getting close to stall speed, so let's... There we go. That should be a good clear hit. Nope. Okay. These guys can turn for some... Whoopsie daisy.
Don't try to read their movements.
Behind target and ready to attack.
Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Calling
Pixie
the
says you doubt the annoyance that is drones.
3 enemies to go.
I mean, yeah, these guys do turn and cause you to whiff a lot of your shots, that is for
Anyone who
sure.
takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. Golem squadron, surround them.
Yep, stall him. And we somehow missed.
Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
Okay, we are looking decent now, at least as far as that. There we go.
1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties. Missile launched.
There we go.
Nice
Got it.
kill trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The MQ-101s are worse.
The skies
I mean-
are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
The drones you face later don't seem to be as big of an issue for me. Maybe it's because after this mission I got kind of used to how they act, but maybe that's just me.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
Barmy Fanny says, my favorite fighter game is still Independence the game. Honestly, yeah, I can see some people. I can see people liking that. I mean, I didn't really grow up playing it, but I can see people liking that. It did seem like a cool idea at the time for sure. Clarendon Fair says there are a couple of missions where you commit war crimes. You get to do a little trolling. Okay, nice. Now then, as weird as it sounds, this next mission is going to be probably
You've given
one.
us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Alright, so we got ourselves some extra fun here. Next mission.
The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier, Kestrel 2, was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
Pixie says, OMG, the F-16 ace for this, utter BS. Yeah, I remember this mission having some tough times here. Am I supposed to shoot down the big jet, the big carrier on this, or? Because last time I know I wasn't able to quite accomplish that. So I do have this, and we can get some long-range air-to-surface missiles, or some more of the 4AAMs. Do that, and I will employ the use of this particular aircraft on the mission. Because why not? Or I could rely on I will go ahead and do the Mirage. That is the aircraft that we will be utilizing for this mission, because I kind of want to do an aircraft per mission sort of deal, and I also kind of want to do these aircraft. So we will do the AAMs, and we will select our parts, and since we have so it should be a much more mobile aircraft, which will come in handy, and that should be useful for us.
Squadron aircraft preparations complete.
I've been thinking of maybe doing some other proper flight sims potentially as well for these streams. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyways, I know this mission we can screw up because that carrier does have a nasty habit of sending its own air-to-air missiles at you in volleys. So you do have to watch out for that in this particular mission.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position. 100. Trigger, maintain your current approach.
Okay. Whoopsie daisy.
Meters. Excellent work, Trigger.
There we go. On ace difficulty, it's just alarms, alright? You know, I don't really recall the refueling segment in this particular mission, but maybe...
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other base's squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco.
Mage
Ah, yes,
One,
air
thank
currents.
your lucky stars.
Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure.
Trigger, time to show the other guys that we get wet and wild and do dirty, dirty things.
Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds.
And so, your first hunting season begins.
Grand 3, bailing out. Enemy reinforcements. I don't like these odds. I'm hit. I've lost control.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still...
Usually you can evade a missile, though, so...
Mage 2, missile away.
That's an unfortunate miss. That's okay, though.
I got his tail in my sight. Enemy on my tail. I can't take him.
Got him.
4 remaining.
In the clouds. We're getting our asses kicked. Where are our reinforcements?
Alright. That's probably gonna miss, but...
They got me.
3 remaining.
We got him in our sights. Alrighty. What is going on with the stream? The stream seems to... Okay, there we go.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Is it running a little... Is the stream itself running a little odd for you guys, or is it just me?
Missile away.
Once the enemy gets behind me, that's your chance to take him out.
Roger that.
Okay, to get the F-16 ace, you need to kill all enemies in 75 seconds from the start. Okay. So probably something like the F-14 would be ideal with that, with all those AAMs or really long-range missiles it has.
Missile incoming! Evade! Break! Break!
What the hell?
Caution, missile!
Caution, a large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft stay alert.
Aspire says it was choppy before, now it's better. Alio says looks fine. Just pause for 20 seconds. Okay, I've got a plan. Hold on a second. This fixes it. Hopefully it does. There we go.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole
Alright,
time.
let's give it a shot.
Enemy has a radar lock.
We're just waiting for mission command.
Break, now!
Those all missed. That's unfortunate.
We'll live through this, Trigger.
These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
I mean, we say that, but I was able to delete a few of them right there.
I can't get a read on these bandits.
Another missile. Here we go. I mean, there were ideas to try this kind of aircraft in World War II by the Germans. It just didn't go that well for them. The Daimler-Benz planes instantly come to mind as the go-to example. So we've hit a few of them.
Skeleton 3's lost.
What's the plan?
Where's that report?
Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority. How'd that happen?
So we've hit them a few times.
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there.
Breaking!
Control road. I'm breaking up.
Skeleton 2 lost.
Not incoming.
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Brilliant observation. If you did it earlier, more of us would have survived the hearing.
Save your chatter for the debriefing.
Alright, got him.
Give our allies some time to escape.
Wilco, McCollum 2 is hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Darn.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy that. Returning
Alright.
home.
Gotta protect the allies here from getting shot down.
Not on my watch. Yowza, behind the enemy. Bandit is in my sights.
Retreating aircraft. Leave the AO. Allies will hold off for
Another one down.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe.
Box 2.
Another one down.
That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show them any mercy.
Mage 2, missile
That
launch.
a boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing. It's mine. It's not getting away.
Mage
Another one
Squadron, you're
bites
going
the
toe-to-toe
dust.
with the UAVs. Good work. More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
Gotta hit the ones near us first, just to make it the most efficient.
This is Gargoyle 1. Leading Operation Air.
Okay, we got him.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now.
There
Attack.
we go. Now with those guys out of the way, we can focus on...
Gargoyle 1. Caution! Missile! Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell?
Okay, that's a problem.
Golem 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an Su-30. Orange wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Fox 2.
Alright.
Got one
Miss.
in my sights.
Hit.
Not bad, Mage 2.
That should be a hit there.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fourth-grade aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
Alright, we got these guys to deal with, and then we should be good.
I'm 10 feet. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared. I'm scared.
This is not good. Brody, break off. The longer it takes, the worse our odds of getting out of here are. Machines don't get tired.
Golem and Mage Squadron, help us.
Get those UAVs off of friends.
Red Golem
Alright,
and Mage
got
Squadron
him.
handle it. They'll pull through.
Get your asses out. Mage 2, missile away.
Darn it, he...
Going for the loner.
Does Mage Squadron still have their hot shot? Then we just might make it out. Don't look back, just have faith. Golem
Okay,
and
we
Mage
missed
don't
that.
forget.
Missed that too.
That's it, baby. Come to Poppy.
Ah, we keep missing.
I'm tied up now. Trigger, can you help him?
I'm giving it my best, sir. Alright, there we go. That should be it.
I know. All we can do is fly away as fast as we can.
Alright.
Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. We get eaten.
Golem 2, get a hold of yourself. Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support! Somebody! Support!
Alright.
Two lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry.
Got him. There we go.
All UAVs have been splashed.
And there it ends.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Well, mission accomplished. Let's go ahead and land this bird.
Mage 2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach. Runway is clear. Mage 2, you are cleared for landing. 3,000 to runway. Mage 2, lower speed. Mage 2, lower nose. You're too high. 1,500 to runway. Your approach looks good. Stay on course.
There we go. Simple enough.
Perfect, Mage 2. I knew you'd be back. Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
Simple enough. There we go. Siege says it doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop ever until you are dead, unless you get it first. Lol. Claire Fan says this game can be summed up as everybody is gangsta till the sky starts speaking Knee Testament, and her whole character was made just to die. Pixie says laughs in me gunning down Melee with a MiG-21. Mihale. Alright. Claire Fan says what movie is that from? Terminator 1. Yep.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure.
No,
The aircraft
really.
carrier Kestrel 2 was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
Alright. Next mission is a go.
Here he comes. Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now, compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. But he was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations. It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole. If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing a stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared. I bet you're wondering, if Aruja lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? 'Cause someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Erusian princess rallying her people on the Erusian national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches. And
Pixie says
that made her
Ocean
seem even
Simps,
more charming.
indeed.
You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osia, the prisoners in here went nuts. Hell, if anyone knew how messed up Osia was, it was the prisoners. They'd shout, "Burn Osia down." No way am I just gonna sit here and rot away in this hellhole. Dark blue. Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Aruja, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
Claire Fan says the Princess of Eurasia is actually really cute. I mean, seems to be the case, so you're not wrong on that. Pixie says simp.
As proved by the failure of our previous strategy, the Arsenal birds have bolstered the enemy's anti-air network. This will be difficult to overcome. However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator no matter what it takes. Someone there is counting on us. The hero of the Circum-Pacific War and the man who spearheaded the construction of the space elevator. Osia's former president, Mr. Harling. Mr. Harling was inspecting the elevator when the war broke out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Erusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. It's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set up around the space elevator. However, our reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatapura. so we can elude the enemy's observation. There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from their radar. If you happen to be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission.
So a forced stealth section. Hooray!
The lone pilot will head up this strategy as you, Trigger. After you bust through, secure the rescue craft's landing zone by taking out the anti-air weapons. Gollum and others will arrive shortly for support. Provide escort for Mr. Harling's craft after rendezvous. Good luck out there.
Appspire says, let's just send the mute guy. He can't stay no. He can't say no. Pixie says, not all the mission, but until you get to the elevator. Yeah, I know. It's still a forced stealth section, which is exactly as fun as you might expect it to be. Well, do I really want to play it using the A10 on this particular mission of all? Not particularly, because I know there's going to be some hefty air combat later on. So, I will pick the MiG-29. Claire Fan says, I hate this mission. I can understand why. I'm thinking I'll play this mission and maybe one more, and then that will be the end of the stream. This does actually give us an opportunity to pick up some upgrades. So I will pick that. And technically, I could upgrade and get myself the MiG-31 as well, which is an interceptor similar to the F-14 or the Su-33. But I can't afford it right now, so let's not right now at least. And that gives us some upgrades there, so I will go ahead and also pick up that since we do just have the money for that. Claire says, the MiG is beautiful. Gabriel says, don't worry, Ace, bombing missions are way more fun than stealth. I hate them. I think we all hate forced stealth sections. The only exception is if you're talking about a proper stealth game from the get-go, but even then it can be annoying. So, parts. Let's see if we can actually fully upgrade this bad boy. So we got ourselves a faster, more maneuverable aircraft that can reload faster and do even better. And we can carry more of them. I like this plan.
Aircraft preparations complete. Sortie ASAP.
Gabriel says, I mean, I hate the bombing missions. I'm absolutely terrible at them. Depends on the aircraft. MiG-31 is crucial for the ICBM mission. Okay. I might have to keep that in mind. Like I said, the plan is to go through this mission and then maybe one more, and then we should be good to call this particular stream.
Entering operation area. Imposing radio silence. We'll radio you, but you are not permitted to make contact.
If you're spotted, the mission is over. Stay out of enemy radar. Use of weaponry is also strictly forbidden. Okay, you're heading up the Harling rescue mission. The success of this mission depends on you. Good luck.
Caution.
Now, I know this mission is going to give us some wind drafts just to make it that much bit more annoying. There we go.
Trigger, you're a third of the way to the rendezvous point. Good job, but stay focused.
Situation normal. Nothing sighted.
Trigger, you got two directions you can take up here. Just go with your gut. Don't worry, we're watching over you.
Yeah. Just to make sure if I screw up, the mission gets aborted instantly. Hooray.
Making good progress, Trigger.
Okay.
We're currently halfway to your rendezvous point. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna be you and your radar out there. Just know
No, you
got
don't.
a bunch of people pulling for you. And I'm one of them. You're 3/4 of the way. Been a long fight, but you're nearly home. Harling is still the president in my eyes.
We have bandits.
He ended the war, built the space elevator, and launched a spaceship from it. Despite his success, he remained a humble hero.
I mean, I can't just fly under the radar, which is annoying because you could do that in real life. Even if it's really, really, really difficult, because in real life, you have to fly at a really low altitude to do that.
Point dead ahead. Hang in there.
Situation normal. No change. RTV going home.
There we go.
Trigger, the first stage of the mission is clear. Don't celebrate yet. The real
Pixie
fight's
says
about to get
Harling simp indeed.
started. Radio silence is now lifted. The auxiliary craft will be arriving shortly.
Let's yeetus deletus
Destroy
the
anti-air
AA
around the space
positions.
elevator. We're securing Sea Goblin's landing zone.
Missile.
Break! Missile incoming!
Missile.
H2, target destroyed. Fox 2, Fox 2.
Yeah, it was worth a shot. Oh god, oh god, there we go.
Watch out, the enemy has a lock on you. H2, target down. Half of the SAM sites are down.
Okay, we did take a hit, but we are alright.
Cavalry's here. Golem Squadron. Trigger jump through the fire. Now it's our turn.
Understood. Gargoyle Squadron, stay focused. You all know your job.
All aircraft, eliminate the enemy before they can respond. Half of the anti-air guns down. Sea Goblin will arrive shortly. Eliminate hostile anti-air before that.
And
All
that's
anti-air
dealt
guns
with.
Destroyed. Destroy the remaining SAM sites and secure the LZ.
There we go.
Sea Goblin, we arrived. Do we have a clear LZ?
Mission still in progress. Stand by.
Claire Fan says, why does that conversation between the soldiers remind me of what's happening now with our president and the former president? I don't know why. Oof. Shots fired. Pixie says the AAA on this mission has on a no damage run hurts. Yes, it would.
Bandits over Selatapura Harbor. They're container-launched UAVs.
Alright, we know how this goes. Now, I'm not going to be surprised if there's some sort of special bonus to destroying all the ground units on the shore there. So I'm going to give that a try, just in case.
Rescue craft on the ground is defenseless. Golem and Mage, destroy all hostiles.
It's been a long journey, but you're on the home stretch.
Gargoyle will stand by near the space elevator.
Sea Goblin, heading over to the Express's location now. Run for the container!
Locked. Being locked onto.
That was a miss, unfortunately.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
Did I get both of them or just one? Just one.
Fire from the far shore! They're targeting us! Get behind the chopper!
Eliminate all enemy UAVs. Don't let up. UAVs approaching the space elevator. Stop them.
Return fire! Sierra 2, hold position! We're cut off! We'll pass out some exhaustion before the enemy wears out.
Come on.
Taking fire! We're pinned down! Shoot back!
And that should be the end of that.
Prez identified! Behind the gantry crane! Mr. Harling!
Whoops.
He's right there! Jacob's been hit! Incoming rocket!
Sea Goblin, all survivors, respond. Is Mr. Harling alive?
Good night.
That's about half. Mop up the rest.
They got the chopper and Sierra too! That was thermobaric!
Alright, so we got that.
UAV down.
Shit! Rocket!
Damn.
Got ourselves some more of those container trucks dealt with. So that's all nice and good.
This is Colonel Johnson. Do you copy? I am with President Harley.
Hit.
Rescue unit down, along with the soldier who had this radio.
That's a miss.
Harley got him here.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out.
There's too many. We can't take all of them.
H2 locked.
We found an Norwegian transport craft. Its engines are on.
I heard you were in the Air Force, Colonel. Can you fly?
Better than Mr. Harley.
It's another miss. Alright, we'll just deal with this.
Squadrons, be advised. The call sign is Mother Goose 1. I've sent the information via the data link.
Mother Goose 1? That's the best you can come up with.
One remaining.
We'll destroy the container box just for the sake of it. It's like I said, I want to see if there's some sort of special bonus for doing that.
These guys by watching you.
Besides, they're just shooting at me anyway, so that makes it easier.
Target destroyed.
Now, that does leave an interesting question why the drones are still good if the guys controlling them have been destroyed because of the container. But I suppose you could argue that it's even remote even by those standards again.
Oh yeah, all mine.
Fox 3.
And he just did that. That's okay.
All UAVs have been splashed. All aircraft. Former President Harling's transport is ready to take off.
Now with all of the defenses
Mother
dealt
Goose
with...
1, take off.
Oh, we got more lag again for some reason. But not on my screen, it's on the stream itself for some reason.
Let's wait till we're home safe. Mage Squadron, Mother Goose 1 is heading south. Provide support. 5 minutes remaining.
Skykeeper, bogey's on my radar. Bearing 220.
Sighting confirmed as MQ-101, forerunner for Arsenal Bird.
The big bird is coming, huh?
Mage, protect Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any UAVs. Gollum, intercept the UAVs.
Golem 1 will kill. That last battle taught me a lot about those a-holes. Golem 2, don't stray off on me. Always maintain element. Wilco, forming up.
It looks like we got ourselves a good hit here.
Fox 2.
Boom. We are running a little low on missiles, so that could be a problem. Let's try and see if just one does the trick. They do. Okay, cool.
Mother Goose 1, UAV on your tail. Take evasive action.
I hear you, but this isn't exactly a fighter. Fox 2.
Understood. An Arsenal bird is on its way. Strategic AI chose liberty over justice. Courts have already changed.
We hit one at least.
Missile
See if we can deal with one or... Oh. At least we got one of them. It'd be amusing if I actually fired all my missiles off and still get that one ending thing. Okay, so we did miss this guy. That's fine. Because...
Gargoyle, it's time. Attention, Gargoyle Squadron, Babel, land.
3 minutes from...
Gargoyle 3 to Babel. Babel, roger.
So, you managed to hit the elevator. Congrats.
What the hell was that?
Gargoyle did their job.
I figured, but why weren't we informed? The IUN can't coordinate between branches as usual. Gargoyle Squadron, report.
One hit was scored. The rest were intercepted by UAV. The elevator's windbreak took a scratch. Nothing more.
Roger. Continue to maintain air superiority. Enemies on me. Mother Goose 1 hit.
Mother Goose 1 has been hit. Colonel Johnson, respond. Mage Squadron, assess the situation.
Oh, I hit at least 2 of them.
Mage 1, I have Mother Goose 1 in my sight. Cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Colonel Johnson, are you okay?
Don't worry about that. Just send help this way. I'm sorry. Get Mr. Harley. Please.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1.
Alright, so we dealt with them.
Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1?
Of course.
Column 3, Fox 2.
We'll fire on these
Goose 1 is
guys.
turning. What's going on? They're heading to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady altitude. Who's in control?
It's not the Colonel. Mr. Harling's the only one on board. Mother Goose 1, respond. Mr. Harling, please respond.
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here. Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take him down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining.
I only have one. Oh, that's a darn shame.
Mother Goose 1, turn 180 degrees and exit combat airspace. Mother Goose 1, Mr. Harling, are you piloting that plane?
Arsenal Bird Liberty, passing waypoint 2.
The UAVs are continuing their attack.
They're obsessed with that transport.
Darn it. Come here.
He's launching from Arsenal Bird Liberty, headed toward the AO.
Mage, destroy those UAVs and keep Mother Goose 1 safe.
Got him.
Mage 2, clear out the bogies near Mother Goose 1.
Alright, we will have to do this with good old-fashioned guns. Oh! Yep, cutscene.
Oh my god, Mother Goose 1 has been shot down.
Where'd the missile come from?
Mage 2 fired that.
It was Ocean. A friendly missile hit him.
Pixie says the names are so American.
Situation.
Bandai Namco is obviously making Osea the USA.
Mother Goose 1
The reason for the
exploded in
MQ-99s for killing themselves is to protect the elevator as it powers the Arsenal Bird's shield. Okay.
Kill the hero.
Mage 1, was it Trigger? Trigger was the closest. UAVs were crawling all over our objective. I told you to keep a goddamn eye in the hatchling.
Claire Fan says, "Oh my, the oh my god is perfect."
Arsenal Bird is entering. All aircraft withdraw immediately. Trigger, you can't fly for a while. You understand?
All right. So, one more mission and we should call the stream, I think.
The operation to rescue former President Harling has failed. Sadly, there is no hope he survived. Trigger, you are suspected of assassinating the former president. There will be an inquiry. There will most probably be a court-martial.
Only most probably. So I got a medal for that. Oh, that is peak irony. First medal I get is for that mission.
Bad news for us here at the prison. The enemy fell for our decoy base. With all the fake planes and trucks we had out, it must have looked to them like the Ocean Air Force was about to go on the attack. Day after day after day after day, they bombed us. Osea didn't give a damn. We weren't soldiers to them, so go ahead. Bomb us. In their eyes, we were expendable. Worth less than the fake planes in the bunkers. No biggie. While I made fake planes, they had me put together some working ones. Then some genius...
Yeah, I'm gonna be making a meme out of that.
So the base looked legit.
Not just failing to save the president. Here is the medal for pulling the trigger. And that is one of the best meme moments I've seen in a while.
They threw each one of them in a cockpit and sent them up to intercept the enemy's planes. But in the end, it was all just for show. So, up they went, day after day after day. Today they tossed someone new into the mix. Wonder what he did to get sent here.
Gabriel says, I can imagine the enemy sending you a medal. Siege is laughing.
When your allies are surrounded, one of the most dangerous missions is giving them cover to retreat. Whoever signed up for that was a real hero. But even more dangerous than that was being the one who had to cover the rear guard's retreat. That was my dad's job, and one time, he called it off. Said it was too late for him. Said anyone else would have done the same. I found that out from a war buddy of his when he came to tell me how my dad died. The next time a retreat happened, my dad volunteered to be in the rear guard. Dumbass. He died all right. No one came to help. The news nearly broke me. Of all the ways to get killed, that's gotta be the most pathetic one ever. Am I right?
Why is this girl
There's a
not
rumor
really
going
that
around
likable a
about another
character?
inmate. A guy they brought here a little while ago. Get this. Talk in the cell block says he was sent here because he killed Harling, the president of Osea during the last war, remember? He's the one that sent my dad on that suicide mission. He's the reason I had to go live with my grandpa, and why me and Gramps started building a supersonic jet. He's the reason I ended up here. Maybe I should give that guy a thank you note for killing him. Nah. God, I hate the smell of this place. It's all fake and lies and bullshit. It reeks.
Claire Fan says the irony in the middle is perfect, and don't badmouth her, she is best girl.
Alright guys, I'll let you in on some juicy info. The new guy was found guilty by the International Union Peacekeeping Forces court-martial. He is the murderer of Harling in the flesh. His tag name's Trigger. Now, as of today, he may be attached to the Ocean Air Force Base 444th Squadron. But that is just some symbolic bullshit. It doesn't really matter if he's Harling's murderer or not. Every last one of you has been incarcerated for one reason or another. You cons have an obligation to atone for your crimes. A few of you in the penal unit know how to fly, and HQ needs to plug the deficit in our Air Force. So they proposed sending you guys on a reconnaissance mission to the Waiapolo Mountains. But that idea was flat out rejected. Nope, you'll be atoning for your crimes right here at this base. This base is a decoy designed to draw enemy fire. And as members of this base, you'll be taking hits from the enemy. This will allow our forces to safely prepare a counterattack.
Incoming!
Switch off that alarm. It's just the usual. I thought Zapland was supposed to be an isolated area. Okay, I'm gonna need a few aircraft to scramble.
Again?
Wonder how they will today. Better than solitary.
Enemy aircraft detected over the dummy runway.
We just need to make it look like we can put up a fight. Some of those piles of junk can at least take off. Let's get the guiltiest cons in the sky first. We'll start with Harling's murderer. We don't expect you to down any bombers. But what we do want is to make them think that we've got an active base here.
Alright, so simple enough. Let's see what we get in the aircraft tree. I mean, we don't have a lot of points, so no point in really looking too much other than seeing what we can unlock and all that. So, we might as well jump into the mission. But, in this particular case, we will actually be flying the F-104. It was either going to be this or the MiG-21, so we'll use the high power. We will get the parts all put on. So she will be a faster and more mobile aircraft. All nice and good there. Let's go ahead and get flying.
It's time to get busy, convicts. Proceed with your mission now.
Like I said, the F-104 is, in my opinion, somewhat of an underrated aircraft because it was a difficult aircraft to fly, but there were strong points to it. But that's because it was designed from the ground up as an interceptor. It wasn't really meant to do turn fights. It was meant to go very fast, climb very quickly, and go and reach a very high altitude. And at the time that it came out, it was actually, if I remember correctly, the first jet aircraft to ever simultaneously hold the records for speed, altitude, and time to climb. So it did have its strong points. It's just, it was a very difficult aircraft for newer pilots and was also a difficult aircraft to maintain as well.
Follow orders, Trigger. Taxi to the runway now. Check your altimeter and wait in front of the runway.
Control, would you kindly send me up first?
Spare 8, Champ, this is the control tower. You're cleared for takeoff. Obey orders.
Go to hell.
All aircraft preparing for takeoff. Watch out for Spare 8. He's forcing a takeoff.
I'll take up command. Any objections? That'll get decided in the skies. Touche.
Trigger, your call sign is Spare 15. Consider it your prisoner number for the air. Commencing deception and interception.
Spare 15, the runway's free.
Weapons disabled, because of course.
Go now. My blood's boiling! Toss the chump in solitary once he gets back. Spare 8, when you land, your ass is grass. Spare 15, takeoff confirmed. Altitude restriction lifted. Go.
So, no missiles again. The FCS is locked.
Damn,
You're good.
let's make this more interesting.
Prisoners use nothing without supervision. Not even a pencil. Here comes Harling's murderer. He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes. Always in the know, aren't you?
Yep, even got a medal for it from the Ocean government.
Settle down. Excited to have another murderer with you?
Yeah!
This is Pandog. Spare 15, I'm handling surveillance.
Might as well buzz these guys while I'm busy doing absolutely
It's
nothing.
just a dummy runway. You
guys just need to make a lot of noise. Make them think there's fighters at the base.
Anyone got a smoke? I'll owe you one.
If any of you die, just think of it as you atoning for your crimes.
Much appreciated.
One more thing. Any aircraft
The frame rate's going on the stream again. Sorry to see that.
Righto.
Livestream, this is School 1. Numbers we can handle. We're safe with us. School Squadron, get into formation. There's nothing to worry about. They're flying.
Tabloid, bandit on your 6.
There's a juicy target.
Look at them. Blowing up a bunch of paper planes.
The enemy's hit to think our air force is concentrated on this base. Everything on the ground is fake. Can't the enemy see that? They're that convincing.
Hyperdimension Bliss asks, doing F-104 only. Pixie says, now he's doing one plane per mission. Yep.
Not let the enemy get closer. Are you trying to kill me?
Shall I order them to shoot down all? Commander McKenzie? Damn it!
Now we can actually start
Spare
shooting.
Squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. You're clear to engage. Show no mercy.
Be done by now.
After rethink the odds. Wanna bet which one of us gets the first kill
Kills after
trigger?
the starts.
This is the first.
Because count's going for
I
its own
decide
mind.
when you die.
Alright, I'm assuming command. All aircraft support me. Who's gonna dance to your line?
Boom.
I'll show you all how it's done. Another miss.
Alright, let's go ahead and start deleting these bombers.
We're easy pickings now. Push it. Damn it. We were supposed to be done before the bombers even arrived.
Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Trigger, keep an eye on your head count. We can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that report will get dressed up real pretty. Sorry.
He's down.
Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of them.
Righto.
A bomber's at high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look up. Head to the next target.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches. The more scratches, the more heinous the crime. They're called sin lines. You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger? Well, you are Harley's murderer.
We're cut off. We can't break away. We can't. Lost all of them. Where the hell is the out here?
Behind me, I'm in a jam.
There's our numbers to maintain superiority against local base. Breaking! Breaking!
Alright, now let's get this guy here. Not quite. But we can get him on the net.
Get a bunch of convicts to just put on a show?
Let's actually instead start going after those bombers because we need to.
Jim, bandit behind you!
Now, let's go ahead and pull out our missiles. Delete him. Simple enough.
Fox 2.
Ouch.
This is decent at what he's famous for. I wouldn't go that far. Target's that slow on a challenge. Don't let it go to your head.
Multiple bandits inbound. They got bombers and support.
All aircraft follow me. You two, murderer. Jeez, now he thinks he's squadron leader.
Trigger, don't get shut down now. I got good money riding on your survival. Some guys have got big money riding on you going down, so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need to yap to pull the trigger.
Alright, let's go ahead and dive down onto him. That should be the end of those two.
Trigger again. sighted. It's beginner's luck. This is a pretty nice ride. It's been serviced pretty good.
All right.
I can't believe these seats used to be scrap. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway? I don't know what her problem is. I think like she's royalty or something. That's because she's the scrap queen. Queen? More like a bad-tempered tomboy.
Who called it that she's a tomboy? Because you're absolutely right, and even the game is pointing it out.
Spare 15. Don't take all the fun away from your comrades. 3 targets remaining.
That's a miss. That's okay.
The targets are still active. Keep up the attack.
What the hell are you doing?
Are you... Wilco, Madam McKinsey, please maintain silence for the moment. Spare 15. What the hell are you doing? Attack.
There we go.
2 targets remaining.
Why in the world would someone make a squadron of convicts? Gotta be some kind of reason. Now the papier-mâché strategy at the base seems to be doing the trick. Guess every man and his dog has an idea how to end the war.
1 bandit left. Take him down now.
And it is down.
All targets confirmed eliminated.
Hell yeah! Still alive, Harling's murderer? Then dinner's on me tonight.
Cut the chatter, Spare Squadron. Mission complete. RTB. Trigger's still with us. Must have the devil in his corner. Spare 7. What happens if the one you've bet on dies while landing?
Then you win. So what? You're not done?
Just checking.
Spare 15, this is the control tower. Make your landing check. We don't want a wreck blocking the runway.
All right.
Spare 15, you have permission to land. Wind conditions are calm. 3,000 meters. Too fast. Lower your airspeed. Heading is good. Stay on course.
Trying to slow it down.
1,500 meters. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing.
There we go.
Right. Stand by for your next sortie.
I lost a lot of money for that trigger. Don't forget.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have...
Alrighty, let's see how we did. And yeah, after this, I'm going to go ahead and call the stream.
Did I say you could take down the enemy? Throw anyone who disobeys into solitary.
How dare you shoot down the enemy aircraft? Now, let's see if I get a medal for this, too, or something. Nope, okay. But, yeah, I think that is a good time to call it. So, let's get out, and... Pixie says, Ace laughed at a man losing money. Yeah, but he was betting against my character's life, so that's all good. DY says to Pixie, I think it's... Siege says, cheers, Ace, good flying, thank you very much. Claire Fan says, I'd like to give you a medal for something. The ocean government just gives them out. Yep. Alright, so this has been Ace. Hope to see you all again soon. Take care.